Hey everybody, before this video starts, I really just quickly want to point out that this is my first ever review, so it's not probably going to be that good, but I'm going to try my best and I hope you all enjoy. Studio Series 86 Astrotrain. You know him, you've probably heard of him, or, well, the controversy behind him. But I want to ask a question. Is he that bad? Well, I finally got him in hand after waiting a couple weeks, so you know what? Let's see. Okay, so here he is, finally, Studio Series 86 Astrotrain. This is a figure I have wanted ever since the leaks came out, and I finally have him. There he is. The first new Astrotrain mold from the Siege mold, and, well, I like him. And I know this is probably not like, a popular thing to say about this guy, because, like I mentioned earlier, he is very, controversial amongst fans, from like the way he looks to like thin things. Like you see, like the arms are kind of thin compared to the rest of the body, but that really doesn't concern me. One thing I do want to point out though is that the stock images that Hasbro used for this guy did not help him. So this is how he comes packaged in the box, with his flaps, with these flaps down like this. In the stock material, these flaps right here were up, like you would see like on train mode, they would be up like that. And that made this whole section right here like really thin, which made his proportions look extremely wonky. And I guess I don't guess, I know, people didn't like that. But this is how he comes packaged, and this is how he looks. You also can like take his wing up right here and like make it into the bow tie look. So let me do that real quick. So there you go, there's the bow tie look. And it doesn't look too bad, but the only thing I will say about it is that this right here, it just leaves the gap right there, like just that gap. Focus camera. There's a gap right there. And a lot of people have pointed out that this look is like supposed to like mimic the original like G1 toy. And yeah, I do kind of see that, and a lot of people have theorized that this mold was made for more or less like the G1 toy aesthetic, like all the paint and stuff, instead of like the actual TV show. But anyways, I'm going to put him back to the way I had him before, because I just don't really like that gap right there. There we go, much better. Now, accessories rise. I cannot speak today. Bah. Accessory wise, he comes with a few bits of accessory. We have 3 blast effects, 2 guns, and a really cool smoke effect. And this actually can be used for multiple things, but it really will come in handy when you get to train mode, and I'll show you why. Blast effects, nowadays I really don't see a figure with blast effects unless you buy them, like, I guess off of like an upgrade kit or something. I really don't know how people get blast effects. But here's the 2 guns. One of these is a cartoon accurate gun, which I think is this one right here, and one of this is just a regular gun, I think, a toy gun, I think, which is this one. Both of which are compatible with these blast effects, except for this gun right here. You have to have like a little bit, kind of like squeeze it in there, because it does not want to peg into that little peg, if you can see right there. That little tiny peg right there. It's supposed to like peg in with this. They don't focus. Like this tiny peg right here. It's supposed to peg in there, and it just won't do that unless you force it. But anyway, we will get these out of the side, and we will focus on him. I need to get some light in here. Okay, on to robot mode. So this mode is probably the weakest out of the bunch. It isn't terrible, because it's just not terrible. I don't think it's terrible. I think it looks really good. It's a lot better in hand than it is in the stock photos. Like, for some reason on the side of the stock photos, like, I will admit, like, this is a sort of big backpack, but this is all one piece right here. But what I saw from like the stock photos, this just looks so much bigger than it is right now. But I really doubt anybody's going to display their figure like that. So let's start off. Head sculpt is obviously perfect. I mean, it's almost every single head sculpt on these figures, even if it's a terrible figure, usually is really good. Detailing down the side, you have all the details that you need, like the sculpting out, like especially these right here. Although I think in the G1 show, I think these right here are painted, but that's fine. I don't really mind that. I do like the Decepticon logos on the wings. Focus. I do like the Decepticon logos on the wings, and I think that's really cool. Coming down to the feet, he has very long and very thin feet. This is mostly because this is basically the front of the rocket mode. Not rocket, shuttle mode, whatever you want to call it. And this is the landing gear. You can see, like, there's a landing gear right there. And another thing in the stock photos, it looked like all this down here was just a gigantic mess, but it looks a lot better, like, in hand when you get the figure. Like, this thing looks so much better in hand than it does in the stock photos. I'm just going to say that, so I don't have to constantly keep saying stock photos like blah, 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 blah. Anyway, plastic quality, it has probably got to be the best plastic quality that I have out of all the figures I have. And that is really saying something, because I have a few figures with really good plastic qualities. Nothing on here is loose. Everything tabs in. Well, one thing is loose, and it's these little wings back here. But, like, these little wings back there. Right there where my finger is pointing. So I think those things are supposed to be loose, so I really don't think it's a bad thing. Like I said, everything looks really good. I do kind of agree that the arms are a bit thin, but I really don't care, because I like him. I like this figure. Now I will point this out, that he is on the smaller side of leader class. Like, if we look at, like, the Voyager class, do not fall over. Don't you dare fall over. If you look on, like, the Voyager class Skybite here, for example, he is a bit taller than Astrotrain. Mostly because of the shark fin right here that's on his head. But then again, Astrotrain is, I mean, he hasn't really been the tallest triple changer. Like, the Siege version of this, I think, is a teeny bit smaller in height-wise. And also, leader class hasn't really been, about size since, Rodimus came out. So, what about posability? How good is he in posing? Well, his arms can go back that far. He also has double-jointed arms right here. So, if I can do this with one hand, get his arms like that, which is really cool. This is the first figure I have to do that, and it's also the first figure that I have that you can open up his hands. Might need two hands to do this. Nope, just need one. All of his joints are really tight. You can also open up his hands, which I think that's really cool. Now, he has a claw that can, like, open up and shut, but I think this is really cool. It's not like individual fingers, like, I know, but I think the only other figures that have, like, hands that move like this are Megatron and Optimus Prime 86. And they have one finger that's independent, and the other three are just bolted together, so it's like this. And I guess that's from stopping people from, like, making them give the middle finger, I guess. Although I do have a blocky sound wave, which is currently giving the finger, so, I mean, that's what I assume. The legs can kick out pretty far. I think I can get him to do a little bit further than that, but I think that's about as far as it goes, I think. I don't really know. Legs can kick out that far. The knees are on a ratcheted joint, as you can see right there. Feet swivel. It can bend like that. I forget what it's called. I just woke up, so I'm very tired. Feet can curve. Shoot, what is it called? I don't know if he can do that. They can go forward a bit. They can go back quite a bit. So posability is very good on this guy. The only thing I can say is when it comes to his head, for some reason, he can look up and down. But if you can see that tiny little slot right there, that is supposed to slot into that little tiny piece right there, like that ramp. For some reason, that's for him to look up fully, so I can have him looking up fully right now. But say if I turned his head, he could not look up that far again. I have no clue why it's like that. It's just designed like that, and I just think it's extremely weird. But that will basically do it for robot mode. Oh yeah, also the painting on this guy is really, really nice. Like, I get it, it's like a bunch of just gray plastic. When you get to the other modes, you're really going to see where this paint shines. So with that said, let's get him into train mode, shall we? So here he is in train mode. This is the best mode out of the three by far, and it's probably one of the best train modes that has ever come out of Studio Series, or like Transformers, like transforming figures, like just in my opinion. Like excluding Masterpiece or any like figure like Masterpiece where it's like over $100. This is a very beautiful train mode. It's beautiful. I love it. It has like all the wheels down here with the connecting rods and everything. And the cool thing about these is that the connecting rod moves with the wheel, with the wheels, like an actual train would. Now it does get stuck from time to time because it's a long connecting rod, and if one wheel is up high like this and the other one is down low like that, it's just gonna not want to do it. But the connecting rods move, and that is so cool. I just think that's an amazing little detail that is really impressive on a figure. Now the wheels are a bit small. Look how stubby they look. Look how stubby they are. Like, that's funny to me. Like, but I don't think, like, yeah, if you look on like the G1 show or the movie where he's from, the wheels are a bit thin for the locomotive, but here it doesn't really matter. Turn around on the back. This is where that big solid piece of the backpack were. This is one solid piece because I think they just wanted to make it look clean in the back instead of like having like, you know, breakup lines. It's like just a bunch of pieces making that up. You can actually also open up a door, because in the movie this is a door and it leads to nothing. But it's a cool detail nonetheless, and I'm really glad they included it. Close that back up. There you go. And these three ports right here is for the blast effects, because they're also like boost effects too. Some people call them boost effects, I call them blast effects, whatever. And this is where the smoke effect comes in, because if you see that tiny little smoke funnel right there, it is kind of stubby and it is small. But if we take this piece, trying to do this with one hand, and we connect it. Yeah, and then we connect it back here. There you go. Boom. And that just looks 10 times better if you're asking me. Like, this smoke effect is really, really, really cool, and I do love the fact that they included it. It just makes the train mode look that much cleaner. I also do like the tiny details right here. If you see by the Decepticon logo, they added little tiny rivets like a real locomotive would have. And also like the things around the boiler. Like, this has a lot of detail on it. Like, in the train parts, there are like a lot of details, and I'm glad they added that. Especially up in the front too, of the boiler, you have the little light. You also have the buffers right here, and the boiler, like the place you'd open up with the boiler to get to the inside of the boiler. What are you doing, camera? Like, that's really neat, and I love this figure even more because he has that stuff. Coming up here, I think this is also one of these is a sandbox thing, I think too. Like, one of these would be like storage for a sandbox, I think. because I don't really know locomotives that well. But this is all around a really, really great train mode, and definitely a 10 out of 10 when it comes to like this figure. Like, this is the best mode. And if you don't want to get it for the robot mode, I say getting it for the train mode alone is worth it. Like, it is so beautiful just to look at it. But here's a triple changer. Oh wait, before I move on, before I forget, this is where I told you would see all that beautiful paint too, because look at that. Look how good that paint look. Like in some of my other figures, like my Studio Series 74 Bumblebee, when I put him in the Camaro mode, there's just like 15 different shades of yellow. There's barely any breakup between shades of purple here, like that I can tell of. Like, yeah, a little bit here with this piece to the wing, but other than that, it's you know, really good. Like, nothing is like a darker or lighter shade of purple. It's amazing. Like, this is a really good figure, like train mode, and I'm sorry, I need to move on to the shuttle mode, because this is a triple changer, and I didn't make this video just because of the train mode. Well, I kind of did. So let's get him in the shuttle mode. And here it is, the shuttle mode, the last mode that you would transform it into, and I think it's decent. The first half of it is really, really clean, there's not much breakup, and then you get to the mess back here. You can actually see, and I just now noticed this, you can actually see the front of the train mode, like the side of it, or the front of the boiler right there. I didn't notice that until now. That's funny to me, but technically, like, the entire boiler of the train mode is just under this piece right here. It isn't bad, and I really don't think they could have cleaned it up a little bit more. Maybe they could have, but I really don't know how budgets work with Transformers figures. He does roll really nicely, as you can see. This is where the blast effects come in. You can see that the back here, well, boost effects, I don't care what you call them. I call them blast. Some people call them boost. Doesn't really matter. They do a bit of heavy lifting, like especially in some angles. You can see they do a bit of help. Landing, I am really glad they did add landing gear, because I have another figure that is a Seeker that doesn't have landing gear, and it's just laying on a bunch of paint. Thankfully, it hasn't started to like peel off with the paint, but you know, I'm really glad they added landing gear here. Paint still is amazing, like the Decepticon logo right there with the purple nose cone and the blue windows. Back here with the wings also looks amazing. The wing back here, I originally thought from the stock photos would be extremely stubby, but it's not. It actually does work pretty well. The wings, however, they don't stay flush, and you can put them flush if you work them correctly. But the thing is, like, if I can move that one to look flush right there. Yeah, now it's just down. The thing is, like, I did get them flush before, but the second they like hit like the ground again, they'll just pop back up like that. Also, these boost effects are made of like a softer plastic, so they're a little bit bendable, so they will bend a bit. You just gotta watch out for them. But shuttle mode is probably the second best out of the three, if you were to ask me. It's very neat. I think, I don't really know, like, I'm just mixed on it, that's all, like, because it's good up here, it's back here, and then this is just the back of the train mode flipped over, but, you know, I don't really know what people were expecting with that, or, like, what I was expecting with that, but, anyways, it is still a pretty decent mode. But like I said, I think the reason you would buy this figure is just because of the train mode. I mean, that's definitely why, like, I was gifted it for Easter, because I kept, like, saying how good of a train mode this thing was. and eventually one of my family members did get me this for Easter. So that is really, really cool. I do love this figure. It definitely is pretty neat to mess with, transformation wise. So let's get him back in the robot mode, and I will end this video off with giving my final ranking of all the modes from out of 10. Okay, so my final ranking is robot mode is a good 7.5 out of 10. It is good in some places, but little improvement would make it a lot better. Train mode, like I said in the video, is a 10 out of 10. I do think they did amazingly with this mode, and the smoke effect really helps it that much more. It is definitely the best mode out of the three in this figure. Shuttle mode is probably going to be a 9. It is really good of a shuttle mode, but I do think the back needs a bit of improvement. And for the overall, I think this figure is an 8.5 out of 10. I do like this figure a lot, and I really do think that some places do need improvement, but overall, I really don't think he's that bad. Anyway, I'll see you all in the next one, and I hope you have a good rest of your day.